One player who has shined so far this spring, and especially today in the scrimmage, tackling machine. And you guys know, if you followed me long enough here in the 904, I cannot be any more excited about linebacker Grayson Howard. Really good scrimmage, head in the game, true linebacker. We've been wishing Florida to have one. We wanted him as a recruit. We got him as a transfer. Having a good camp so far, had a really good scrimmage. Billy Napier went on to say, it's been great. He's taking advantage of the reps that are available because of Shamar and Derek, Shamar James, Derek Wingo. He's taking advantage because of those guys being out. He's one of the most productive players out there today. I think when we look back at his stats, there was a lot of production for him today. He's a good communicator. He's got an edge to him. He's big. He's long. I think he cares about the place. He came back. There's something about Florida kids. I think there's a connection to the place and a pride there. He cares about Florida. He does. I'm telling you, that's one reason he came, quote unquote, came back, like Billy Napier said. He came back to the state of Florida. He wanted to be close to home. He wanted to be close to Jacksonville. Florida was his only choice. Hitting transfer portal, all that. It was Florida. And I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see him in orange and blue. And it may be even more crucial going back to the scrimmage. Manny Nunnery with a groin injury. We'll see how serious that is. So Florida's getting a little bit beat up at the linebacker spot. We just mentioned Shamar James, Derek Wingo there from Billy Napier. We know those guys are limited. Now maybe taking another hit right here with Manny Nunnery. Miles Graham being out for the rest of spring as well. So a little bit of injury concern at the linebacker spot. Have to just power through it right now. But even more reps for one Pup Howard. Maybe, we'll see. We'll see where that goes. I don't think Jaden Robinson, another linebacker, of course. There was some report he might be injured as well, but then I kind of saw that redacted. So maybe something to keep an eye out on. But Pup Howard, I think, is going to live up. I think Florida, once healthy, there's a lot to like about the linebacker spot. They got to get healthy first. I've seen Shamar James out there in the, running around, of course, not doing too much as far as physicality goes, but going through some of the drills with the linebacker group. But long as healthy, they're good. I think they'll be good. They'll be a much better plus than they were. Now, still relying, I think, for the best of this linebacker group, you still rely on a bunch of young names. Well, Pup Howard's only in his second season overall, his first season at Florida. We want to see Miles Graham, Aaron Childs in the summer as well. Jaden Robinson in his second year. So I think for the best of this group to shine through, is going to have to rely on the young guys. See where it all ends up. There's a lot to like. All right, let's wrap it up here. Billy Napier does talk about the defensive back transfers and improving the defensive back transfers, improving the secondary. There, let me get it out. Billy Napier did go to say, the key deal is the experience piece, right? When you look at all three of the DBs that we added through the portal, a ton of experience. And then Aaron Gates was banged up last year, so we get him back. He's healthy, very talented player. Devin Moore, he's finally healthy. He's got a presence out there. And throw that in there with Jason Marshall back, and then all these rookies that played last year, Jordan, Sharif, Bryce, Jakeem, Dede. I always hate leaving somebody out there. But overall, that's a deeper group, and I think we've added some good experience. I was pleased with the way they tackled today. Let me repeat that, everybody. I was pleased with the way we tackled today. In particular, those guys did a good job getting the runner to the ground. We need to play better back there, right? And I think Will's done a good job, and I think we're a work in progress, but I like what I see. Music to our ears. I can't sing. Don't ask me to sing. But that was some music right there. That's what I want to hear. Look, to me, like unsolicited for Billy Napier to come out and say something like that, I don't think that's coach speak. I think this is something that he actually saw in the scrimmage. These are things that I've heard up to this point in the scrimmage. This might be the most improved group right now on this team, and that's the defensive secondary. And we've known for years the issues at the safety spot. And I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. Going back to what I put on Twitter a couple of weeks ago, and I mentioned the standout player on offense so far has been Graham Mertz. Well, it might be a surprise on defense. Defense, that's been DJ Douglas, the transfer from Tulane back there at the safety spot. When I get practice notes from the quote-unquote insider practice notes, look, we're not trying to share too much. But the general thought of DJ Douglas being a big-time plus player for Florida right now has come up almost every single practice so far. And it was apparent in the scrimmage again. DJ Douglas has been one of the best players so far on the defense for this. And look, that is a surprise. I'm not going to lie. Jordan Castell's been a little limited, so it's been Asa Turner and DJ Douglas back there at the safety spot. And it's been, he brings a physical presence to the safety spot. Now, I think when we hear things like, hey, this group tackled better, DJ Douglas was kind of known for that coming in anyway. And look, that wasn't a whole lot to know about him because he come from Tulane. And Tulane's won a whole lot of ball games the last couple of years. DJ Douglas has been a big part of that. But he's been a player that I have heard almost every single practice as a standout. Now, look, I know some of you may take it another way, saying, okay, well, I didn't expect that. If we're hearing a whole lot from him, I don't know what that means for the steps of this defense. I'm telling you it's a positive. I could be completely wrong, but I think when it's all said and done, I think that might play out on the field that way. DJ Douglas is somebody, and this is from multiple sources, of a player that is standing out. DJ Douglas is one of those. So Billy Napier mentioned, of course, there's a lot of good experience back there through the guys in the transfer portal, through guys that played a whole lot last year. You mix it all together. I don't think it would be a surprise if this, and the coaching change. Will Harris, of course. And look, I don't know how much of an upgrade, if it would be an upgrade from Corey Raymond. We'll see. But I think the energy is better in that group with a younger coach, a coach that may not just rest on his laurels a bit, somebody that I think connects a good bit with him. Look, Corey Raymond could go off and go have good years at LSU again. Certainly he could. That doesn't mean it could not be a benefit to move on with him and get somebody who may have a better relationship with the coaching staff, may have a better relationship with players. Maybe somebody who just communicates in a different way that is more beneficial. Not saying he can't, but maybe just a different voice was needed. And I know we said that last year about him taking over the whole secondary, and that would be a big plus for that. We talked ourselves into that. I was part of that. Now I'm going to try and talk myself into a different voice might be needed. A different approach might be needed. And given all the experience, given all the pieces Florida returns back there in the secondary, with Will Harris leading the way, it can be a positive for the Gators back there. We can see that improvement we've been waiting to see, especially at the safety spot, the physicality at that spot. I mean, physicality both ways, corners and safeties. We saw Florida get targeted over and over again, the corners not being able to tackle. It's got to get fixed. But yeah, transfers, those safeties, I think it's really, really going to help Florida on that back end. Competition can breed success. That's what I think we're going to see back there.